first question, of course, which is a personal question which intrigues me a fair amount, because the first time I saw you was in Monsoon Wedding. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so that's literally the first film that I saw you in. I can still remember Nasruddin Shah yelling at you and be like, "Hey, idiot, park the car." So, I
Yeah.
mean, your
Haven't heard
selection,
that for a while.
yeah, exactly. It's been like quite a while actually. And your selection of films is completely different. I mean, there's Monsoon Wedding, there's Heroine, there's Highway, there's Attraction, there's Extraction. So, what aspects do you look at while selecting a film?
It's very ambiguous, really. I don't have a set mold for it. Over the years, it has changed. The opportunities have changed. Is the you pick out the best of what you get, and also I always try and pick out a story which I would like to tell, and also if I get to play something which I have not really stretched myself playing earlier, that
Yeah.
kind of keeps the work interesting for me, and hopefully the audience interested in you. It's my 20th year in cinema since Monsoon Wedding, and here we are talking about Idiot. So yeah, so it's been a journey of various points in your life. Sometimes you just needed the money. Sometimes you're working with a friend like Salman in Radhe, and yeah, sometimes you pick a character and you realize, oh shit, I'll have to put in that much more work. So you go about doing it, whether it's physical or mental, and I find I think I'm very grateful that 20 years later, filmmakers keep discovering new aspects of me and giving me varied and interesting work. I'm just grateful, man. I never thought that Idiot would be talking 20 years later with a career, but I was hoping, but I didn't know.
Wow, that's insane. So, I mean, on that note, what is it that persuaded you to take up Radhe? And tell us about your look in the film. Tell us about your character.
Well, Salman Khan persuaded me to do Radhe quite strongly. He really wanted me to play it. And it was an interesting role. He's a very villainous, remorseless, driven guy with violence and an extreme of darkness, which I had not played. So that was interesting. The look is very, broad stroke evil because I wear black and I am black inside. So it was very indicative of the kind of role it is. The long hair, I did not want it, but every Prabhudeva was insistent, and then finally Salman came to my van and said, "No, it's better. It looked cool." And I'm glad I listened to these people. I think the variation or things that I've been able to create over my 20 years is because I listened to people,
Yeah.
and I listened to them, and then was created this character which now that I see in promos, I haven't seen the movie, looks larger than life and very effective. So kudos to them.
Wow, that's great. So, again, so since you've done a fair amount of action films as well, how do you think Radhe would stand out from other action films in this genre?
This is just my second like proper action film, really. I haven't done much action, a little, bit of gun action here and there,
Yeah.
killing people, but they're more been executions, really. So no, I first was Extraction. I got to work with a lot of the best action team possible in the world, and they really put me through the paces and made me discover the latent action ability that I had, and then that action would be top notch even in Hollywood. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
so here then coming to Radhe, I got to work with some South Korean fight guys, action directors, and then
Yeah.
South Indian action directors, which is totally opposite and larger than life. So it was good. Radhe for action and for an Indian film is exceptional, and yeah, but it's a Salman Khan film, so it's not really so serious like Extraction was. There is a sense of levity, there is a joke here and there, which is not a part of my thing in the movie, but overall, that's thematically always a Salman Khan film. I had no doubts that it's a Salman Khan film when I started it, and once that is out of the way, it's all fun and frolic.
When you mentioned Salman Khan, I also look at the film and I see that it's directed by Prabhu Deva. So literally, you work with two big stalwarts. So how is it working with Salman Khan and Prabhu Deva? Like literally two very famous people.
Prabhudeva is a very simple, humble, beautiful man. I think he's very good and he's very sorted with as a director. He knows what he wants and he keeps it simple. He doesn't burden you. He doesn't want the finer strokes. That's his sense of cinema, which is absolutely great. It has a great effect on the audience. So I really enjoyed working with Prabhudeva. I was a bit skeptical in the beginning, but he put me at ease in the first meeting itself. He said, just turn up in a good mood, sir. I said, great. And then Salman, he's got his own way of working, and I previously worked with him on two other movies, and this was a similar experience to that. We are, you know, after hours buddies as well, so it helps. So it was all in all, it was a good, fun experience working with a friend and doing the big Eid blockbuster of the year.
Wow. So since you've experimented so much with so many genres, what is the next genre that you're looking to try out next?
I want to do a bit more action, I think, that I enjoyed a bit more, but action with a bit more story and a bit more personal, which Extraction turned out to be.
Yeah.
It finally turned out to be stories between fathers and sons. So I'm looking at doing those. Of course, drama is there. I'm even doing a web series for Geo platform called Inspector Vinash, which is about a real life encounter cop in the Special Task Force in UP called Avinash Mishra. So that's kind of biographical. So I'm having fun with the UP accent and, that he's laid
Dabbling in
back.
both here and there.
Yeah. So, yeah, more of the same, but deeper, hopefully.
So when you talk about your next venture onto an OTT platform, as an actor, what is it that you think about OTT platforms and how do you place their importance in the industry now?
Its importance in the industry today is immense because it has given opportunity to a lot of actors who were not getting opportunities in films and making stars out of them. And I'm very, very glad for that. For me, since I've done half the series, I find it very work intensive in the sense just the hours and the amount of scenes that you have to do, which is not really my cup of tea because of the artistic bent that I have. But it is also a medium which I wanted to try, but it's not a medium which I would keep going back to work too often, although I might do another series. But I started in an era when there was a film roll, a camera, and there was a certain reverence for that, which digital has taken away while executing it. And again, on the other side, the feeling of watching films when one was inspired to be an actor was watching them in a darkened theater with so many people laughing, looking at other people's reactions, and that whole larger than life experience which only a cinema hall can give. So that I don't think I have stepped away from, though with the uncertainty of theater exhibition, delving in OTT is not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, for instance, I saw you last in A Suitable Boy. So it's like, it's more likely for me to see you on an OTT platform as opposed to like going to my PVR and getting my popcorn, because now it's just something which we as viewers are kind of compelled to choose. So it begs me to think how actors may be compelled to even evolve in that direction, even though they may not be used to it. So do you think that adds a lot of pressure on you as an actor, or you think that's something which all of you have to kind of go with the flow now?
Not at all. I came from theater to films,
Yeah.
and I skipped television, though my parents at that time in the early 2000s were forcing me to do television
Yeah.
because then you can get EMI bank loan for your house and car instead
Yeah.
of getting 250 rupees for a show in theater, which I kind of overstepped and I did not want to be a part of that. Even now, there are so many OTT channels. They are like TV channels now, though you can watch whatever you want to watch when you want to watch it. But it's similar variety there. So I've never really been comfortable being a part of the, so many options. So it does feel good that people make an effort to come watch you in the theater. That is special. That's really special. And Suitable Boy, though it's my first series that I did, was just a 4-day work I did for Meera Naya because she cast me in Monsoon Wedding. It's payback time.
Oh, wow. So finally, for my last question, Mr. Hooda, what do you want the audience's final takeaway to be when they watch Radhe on the screen?
I just hope we can take their minds off the gloomy situation across the globe, and especially in India that we have. I hope for 2 hours we can take their minds off it. And I'm envious of the people who are going to be able to watch it in theaters because that's what it is made for. I'm going to be watching it on TV. And well, in India, it will encourage people to stay home more and still take their mind off the isolation that we are all feeling. So all in all, a 2 hour of entertainment, 2 hours of relief, and obviously a lot more people watching it is what I am hoping for the outcome of the movie.
Wow, that's a great way to end this interview in that sense. I really hope that this movie gives us the positive vibes that we're all looking for, and wishing you all the best, and we can't wait to watch you on the screen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach, Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.